All right, welcome back to another edition of the Pack 9 Show. We are recapping week 10. We're going to start off our episode with the San Francisco 49ers at Los Angeles Chargers.
Let's
Yes,
go.
our own colleague here, Alex Reyes, was at the game, and we both predicted that the Niners would win. We thought the game was going to be a little more high scoring, though. I said 28-23, you said 30-20. It was actually not like any one quarter had like a bunch of really explosive plays. Why don't you walk us through that?
Yeah, it started off. Um, you know, I was there for all the ceremonies, and we had came off a bye week, so it was epic. It was Veterans Day, so they had the whole show with the flag and the fighter pilots, and so everyone's hyped up for the Niners, right? And then the Chargers just come out and they just score a touchdown immediately, and it was like, well, damn. and
Yeah.
Herbert just caught the coverage. We were up really high, so I could see everything on the field, and he just caught. You could see the play before it happened where we were at least. He was gonna get open, and then he just threw him open. He just threw it to him. It was wide open touchdown, and so then it was interesting because the Niners offense just couldn't get going. We thought we were going to respond after that. We just got a field goal, and then
Mhm.
we get the Chargers the punt. Niners get the ball back and immediately fumble. I think it was Ayuk. Oh man, so that was not cool. The crowd was not happy with that. I'll tell you that right now. But the first half just didn't look great. We ended up just being down by 6 at the half, but it was kind of a weird game. And Herbert was in concussion protocol. We saw that hit live, which we were all pissed at that. All the Niners fans were pissed. But long story short, we come back. We come back in the second half, and the defense shuts out the Chargers' offense. They couldn't do anything, and the Niners came up with some good scores. And Robbie Gold missed that PAT, which made it a little more stressful than
I
it
know.
needed to be. But all in all, we came out with the win. Thank goodness. Hafunga clutched it out for us. So all in all, a pretty good game. I think for me, it just seems like we have all this talent, but we still haven't figured out how to use it yet. And so I think we're still figuring out, when does McCaffrey get the ball versus when does Debo get the ball versus when does Kittle get the ball? Like, there's just so many. But that's just my opinion. Having Elijah Mitchell back was huge. He was
Oh, absolutely.
able to help us close out the game, so that was nice. And so all in all, we come out with the win. Not as explosive as an offense as I was hoping for, but we still did what needed to be done, and the defense really came and helped the team out. So that's always good.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey gets you another touchdown, so that's pretty good. Even though he was only averaging 2.7 a carry, but I don't. I think that was kind of a lot on the Chargers too, just being like, okay, we gotta bottle up this guy.
Yeah,
It's really interesting how the Chargers just kind of fell apart because they went into the second half leading, of course, and um, but really, you guys just sorry, you guys just had these really long drives. Starting in the second half, you had 12 plays, and to the Chargers 5, and then you had 5 plays and they had 6 plays. But then you have another 14 play, 77-yard drive. It was just like once they got the ball back on offense in the second half, they just gave it right back to you guys with 3 and outs, and you guys just held on to it the whole time. They just were kind of suffocated, and that's why you guys didn't really need that much at the end. I mean, the touchdown was awesome, but really those 2 field goals were all you really needed to like really put this away.
yeah, yep, exactly. And Herbert played a great game. Honestly, Herbert looked great. Seeing him play was actually really cool. But something happened in the second half. I don't know, but those adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, your defense really stepped it up for sure, and but you can also see that Herbert is really missing Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, if they were there, yeah, it would be a totally different game. Yeah.
Totally different game.
So, but and while we were finding our seats, we could see the Packers game up on the jumbotron for a little bit, and surprisingly, they came back and won and beat the Cowboys in overtime. How was it watching that one?
Man, it was a nail biter the whole time because the whole first quarter nobody scored, and then the second quarter we both scored 14, and we go into the half at tied, and Packers fans are just like, how is this happening? They're gonna pull away from us eventually, right? And then they did in the third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
but then the shift happened, and I'm not even really sure what it was, but we just stuck with our game plan. And really, it was exactly like I said last week. Last week, said that the way that I can see a way that we win this game, we just haven't done it all season, which is consistently run the ball using AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And clock management, because our clock management has just been so bad. And we got there was definitely some things in this game that were heartbreaking. Like right in the beginning, Christian Watson drops two wide open passes. Amari Rogers fumbles a kick return, and now he's off the team.
Yeah, he's gone. See
And now
ya.
he's gone. Yeah, no way. Yeah, after he fumbled out, he didn't even come back, and that's fine.
I think I heard
Fix it real
a
quick.
quick stat. I think I heard was he has 3 career receptions and 4 fumbles.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't miss him. I don't want any guy to lose his job, but
Uh,
I'm fine with that one.
yeah, yeah.
and and then we get to overtime, and the Cowboys just what were they doing? They instead of they moved the ball all right, but then they just started throwing bonehead passes instead of just continuing to run the ball. Tony Pollard looked great this game,
Yeah.
and then instead of just trying for a field goal at the end, they don't. And then one big play from Alan Lazard later, we don't even try to get the touchdown. We're just like, okay, we'll just seal it up here with a field goal, and we
Yeah.
can come out on top, man.
Even
Uh,
if they don't, even if it is 4th down and they don't think they can make a field goal, just punt it. Just punt it. Like, I don't know. Maybe hindsight's 2020, but I feel like punting, having the Packers down at like the 5 or the 10,
right.
that would be great if I was the Cowboys. But they wanted. I don't know.
There was a lot of skeptical things that happened towards the end of this game for them. I don't really understand, but that's Mike McCarthy for you.
I was
I
just gonna say.
definitely understand that. Jeez. But
Oh my
here is the
god.
crazy stat, though. The crazy stat was that before yesterday or Sunday, the Cowboys were 195-0 when leading by 14 points in the fourth quarter, and now they're 195-1.
Dang.
Yeah,
That that's crazy.
yeah,
Well,
seriously.
man,
So
how
yeah.
about them Cowboys?
Well, how about this show? Finally a
Right?
good week. Packers haven't won in over a month, man. So this is great for me.
Yeah, we both got a win, so that's good. That's good. And
All right. Yeah. So who's your happiest fan base of the week?
let me see here. So I think my happiest fan base, I think I gotta go with the Vikings. I was watching this in my car, just freaking out of like what is going on. I don't know how the Vikings came out with a win, but somehow they did. They beat the Bills, and that's probably gonna come to help them because right now they're tied with the Eagles. But the Eagles have the tiebreaker, but they could jump the number 1 seed and get that bye week. So Vikings, I feel like they're feeling very strong. They were able to compete with the Bills, and that's no easy task. And yeah, so the Vikings kind of killing it this season so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have said the Vikings as well. They look just very solid. Tied for top of the NFC now, and they could drop 30 points on any team in the league. I firmly
Yeah,
believe that.
Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson. Oh my goodness, dude. I
Yeah. And that catch was amazing.
It's like him, Jamar Chase. There's a lot of good receivers right now. It's crazy.
Mhm.
What about you? Who are you picking as your happiest fan base?
Yeah. I could pick the Packers, but really, I think as a fan base, we definitely need to see some more wins first, and plus, we got two hard opponents coming up.
Hmm.
Uh, So instead, I'm gonna go with the Commanders, man. They toppled the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles by putting up 32 on them, which is great when you knock off an undefeated team, but even better when they're in your own division.
Yeah.
And now with the Cowboys loss, they're just one game behind them. They're 2 games behind the Giants, and there's still plenty of season left. So I think Commanders fans are having a great time.
And they won in Philadelphia. That must just be
Yeah.
amazing. I would
hmm
love to do that. How about your saddest fan base?
Well, like every week, there's definitely some contenders, but I think that I gotta pick the Bears, man. They are now solidly at the bottom of the NFC North with the Packers win. They lost by 1 point to the Lions, and they lost the week before too. They're putting up the points, and Justin Fields is looking a lot more like solid for them, leading his team. But on the other hand, the defense is just letting them down,
Yeah.
and it's Justin Fields just having to do it all, right?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I get it. They traded their defensive players away for picks, but man, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. The Lions came back, and even though Justin Fields went out, he's saving one of my fantasy teams just by himself. So I'm glad I kept him. That is a good pick. I think for me though, the saddest. They're literally crying. Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders are, Derek Carr was a little bit in tears, which is okay, but that is a sign of sadness. And I think the fans are feeling very, very disappointed by this team. I can't believe they only have 2 wins out of 9 games, and this is probably the most disappointing team all season, possibly. I have no idea even the problem. I couldn't even tell you, but somehow they just literally, I think that makes it even sadder.
Yeah, leave it to the Niners fan to call the Raiders the saddest team in the league every week. But yeah, I mean it's true though that you can't say what their problem is because everything is their problem right now. There's not like one really. I mean uh, they got players, but
Yep.
they don't play together. It seems like
Yeah.
just none of them know what they're doing, and they're not getting any. They're just not getting any better. There's no difference between week 1 Raiders and week 10 Raiders. They're
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
just
not
not a
making
good football team.
not making any sense at all. So I'm gonna pick them. No Bay Area bias though. I promise. They just actually just suck. No.
All right. Thanks again for tuning in to the Pac 9 Show Week 10 recap. Be sure to watch the other videos that are coming out later today. And be sure to like and subscribe, tell your friends about us, and we will see you next time.